If what you saw tonight rattled your trust in history, good. Every hidden ruin and forbidden scroll whispers, there's always more. Subscribe to Hidden Arcana, drop your theory below, and share this truth bomb. Because when they fear your questions, you know you're digging in the right place. Stay curious, stay awake. Imagine opening a history book and realizing that every page hides more than it reveals. Behind dates, names, and the glories of empires, there lies an invisible archive, a parallel chronology filled with convenient lies, silenced ruins, and evidence swept under the academic rug. In the hushed corridors of universities, a few professors dare to whisper, "Not everything we were taught is the whole version." Ruins carved with precision that defy primitive tools, maps depicting unknown lands before they were ever discovered, and records of peoples who supposedly never met each other. This documentary is for those who refuse to swallow pre-chewed history. Here, we will decode conspiracy theories that connect ancient civilizations to visits from beings beyond, secret alliances between priests and kings to keep the masses controlled, and manuscripts that, if opened, would rewrite everything we think we know about who we are. Get ready to dive into hidden ruins, erased documents, and voices that, for speaking too much, vanished forever. Each chapter reveals clues linking Atlantis, Sumer, Egypt, Lemuria, and even the Vatican's secret corridors. Skeptics will say, delusion, fantasy, fake news. But for those brave enough to look beneath the surface, there is an underground current of clues that makes the official version of history tremble. The question is, are you ready to doubt even what you once swore was true? Turn off the lights, put on your headphones. Because what history doesn't want you to know will keep you up at night, and perhaps, rob you of your faith in the official narrative. In this first step, discover the dark side of the records no one wants you to read. From now on, every date, every wall, and every scroll takes on a whole new meaning. Atlantis is the perfect label for everything that was buried alive. Since Plato, the official narrative has used the word as a metaphor for destroyed arrogance, ignoring the clues that leak out from every submerged block. Circular ruins, canals carved with a precision that would make modern engineers jealous. Medieval documents reveal that secret orders tracked fragments of Greek maps that placed Atlantis not at a single fixed point, but as a network of ports scattered across the Atlantic. It would have been a naval empire, not just an island lost to myth. Theorists claim that Atlantis thrived with the help of celestial visitors. Those who advocate paleo-SETI insist its destruction wasn't divine punishment, but a forced cleanup to hide technologies humanity was never meant to wield. Skeptics fire back, it's easy to spin conspiracies about a city no one can fully excavate. Yet curiously, governments block research in sensitive underwater regions, always citing ecological risks or a suspicious lack of funding. Each artifact recovered in secret disappears into private labs. Sonar images leak online, circulate for a few hours, then get wiped under copyright guidelines no one bothers to explain. Is it mystery or censorship? The most unsettling part is the eerie resemblance between the legend of Atlantis and Sumerian accounts of cities destroyed by angry gods, a recycled narrative serving as a warning: humanity must not play with divine, or alien, fire. In the next segment, follow the trail back to the cradle of civilization, Sumer, where clay tablets hide astronomical equations that still leave today's astronomers speechless. In the south of Mesopotamia, archaeologists unearthed clay tablets that speak of gods who came from the stars, the Anunnaki. According to these records, we were not merely farmers, we were servants, created to extract gold and serve masters who flew in gleaming ships. Erich von Daniken popularized this reading, but the official narrative rushed to classify it as mere religious myth. The problem is that some tablets describe planetary orbits that were only confirmed centuries later with modern telescopes. Coincidence or inherited science? When researchers attempted to translate the more controversial texts, local authorities confiscated fragments. Academic books gloss over passages that mention flying cities and a war among gods that left craters still visible today in Iran and Iraq. Alternative historians argue that these details were suppressed to protect the narrative that civilizations evolved entirely on their own. Accepting celestial visitors would mean rewriting not just textbooks but entire dogmas that anchor modern beliefs. Skeptics accuse conspiracy theorists of twisting translations and ignoring cultural context, yet every attempt to excavate restricted zones ends in war, embargo, or a convenient terrorism risk. A pattern that's hard to dismiss. Independent documentaries have shown footage of tablets still sealed away in museum vaults, never displayed to the public. Pieces of a puzzle that, if assembled, might tell a troubling story of how we became Homo sapiens. In the next segment, we shift our focus to another clue, the underground corridors that link temples of cultures separated by vast oceans, tunnels no one teaches about in school, and which might be the backbone of an invisible network of power. While tour guides showcase pyramids and temples under the scorching sun, alternative archaeologists insist that the real secret has always been beneath our feet. Networks of tunnels stretch for miles, connecting Mayan temples, Sumerian ziggurats, and Egyptian pyramids in ways that defy ordinary explanations. Colonial accounts speak of Spanish priests who vanished forever in tunnels beneath Cusco, Peru. In Teotihuacan, a corridor sealed for centuries revealed pools of liquid mercury, a clue that some paleo-SETI scholars link to rituals involving stargates. Independent researchers have mapped tunnels in Turkey, like Derinkuyu, capable of sheltering thousands of people. Built even before the first formal empires, they hint at engineering and survival knowledge far beyond what conventional history credits ancient peoples with. Conspiracy theories connect these tunnels into a global web, allegedly used by priestly elites to escape catastrophes or hide forbidden treasures of knowledge. Some even believe that secret rulers still move through these passages, beyond the reach of ordinary people and prying eyes. Whenever excavations approach unexplored chambers, local governments shut down the digs for security reasons. The mainstream press treats it as just another archaeological oddity, but conspiracy theorists see it as a calculated lockdown to prevent anyone from opening doors best left closed. Leaked documents from military bases supposedly indicate that parts of these tunnels were repurposed as nuclear bunkers, but their oldest branches remain off-limits. The greatest fear? That someone might stumble upon archives or artifacts proving that a hidden caste has controlled humanity's fate from the shadows for millennia. In the next segment, we'll crack open a delicate dossier, how the Church, the Vatican, and secret orders intertwine within these mysteries, guarding books, relics, and even tunnels of their own that could shatter pillars of faith if ever fully revealed. While tour guides showcase pyramids and temples under the scorching sun, alternative archaeologists insist that the real secret has always been beneath our feet. Networks of tunnels stretch for miles, connecting Mayan temples, Sumerian ziggurats, and Egyptian pyramids in ways that defy ordinary explanations. Colonial accounts speak of Spanish priests who vanished forever in tunnels beneath Cusco, Peru. In Teotihuacan, a corridor sealed for centuries revealed pools of liquid mercury, a clue that some paleo-SETI scholars link to rituals involving stargates. Independent researchers have mapped tunnels in Turkey, like Derinkuyu, capable of sheltering thousands of people. Built even before the first formal empires, they hint at engineering and survival knowledge far beyond what conventional history credits ancient peoples with. Conspiracy theories connect these tunnels into a global web, allegedly used by priestly elites to escape catastrophes or hide forbidden treasures of knowledge. Some even believe that secret rulers still move through these passages, beyond the reach of ordinary people and prying eyes. Whenever excavations approach unexplored chambers, local governments shut down the digs for security reasons. The mainstream press treats it as just another archaeological oddity, but conspiracy theorists see it as a calculated lockdown to prevent anyone from opening doors best left closed. Leaked documents from military bases supposedly indicate that parts of these tunnels were repurposed as nuclear bunkers, but their oldest branches remain off-limits. The greatest fear? That someone might stumble upon archives or artifacts proving that a hidden caste has controlled humanity's fate from the shadows for millennia. In the next segment, we'll crack open a delicate dossier, how the Church, the Vatican, and secret orders intertwine within these mysteries, guarding books, relics, and even tunnels of their own that could shatter pillars of faith if ever fully revealed. Deep in the jungles of Central America, pyramids that rival Giza slumber beneath thick vegetation. Peoples who, officially, never crossed the ocean built temples perfectly aligned with constellations, using mathematics that, according to school textbooks, shouldn't have existed for millennia to come. Ancient maps, like the Piri Reis map, depict the coastline of Antarctica ice-free, something science only confirmed with modern satellites. Who drew it? The official answer, medieval guesswork. The conspiratorial answer, fragments of a master map guarded by a caste that controlled travel and knowledge between civilizations. The hypothesis goes that Mayan priests, pharaohs, and Sumerian kings belonged to an elite educated by masters who traveled through tunnels, across seas, and perhaps even the skies. This network, now erased from history books, would have ensured that advanced construction techniques, astronomy, and writing spread long before the modern timeline allows. Submerged ruins at Yonaguni, pyramids in Bosnia, and stone circles in Africa strengthen this claim, hints of a global engineering blueprint. Yet those who try to connect these dots are labeled charlatans and expelled from academia. According to conspiracists, archaeological institutions act as filters. They decide what becomes a published article, what gets reburied, and what will never be excavated. All to protect the linear narrative that human progress moves steadily from primitive to technological, with no interruptions or hidden shortcuts. Independent documentaries have leaked images of tunnels sealed by granite blocks, inscriptions mixing the languages of peoples supposedly isolated by oceans and continents. These are buried proofs, locked in conflict zones where war and red tape guarantee no deep investigation ever takes place. In the next segment, we'll tie it all together, from Atlantis to Sumer, from the Vatican to unlisted pyramids, to uncover who truly profits from a version of history told only halfway. All these pieces, Atlantis, tunnels, Sumerian tablets, the Vatican's secret corridors, point to one pattern: controlling the narrative means controlling the people. Governments fall, empires collapse, but those who command the timeline shape minds for generations. Secret societies, blue-blooded families, religious orders, theories claim these groups guard not only material treasures but the keys to technology, energy, and spiritual knowledge that could rewrite the global power game. Leaked reports speak of secret archives locked away in nuclear bunkers, encrypted on servers whose passwords only a handful possess. Fragments of inconvenient truths scattered into the hands of those who swear silence, or vanish without a trace. Some alternative historians argue, this is not just about the past, but the future. Whoever dictates what is taught today controls what children will believe tomorrow, and anyone daring to question this pays dearly in reputation, career, and sometimes, freedom itself. In the digital age, more leaks surface every day, but each new clue is instantly targeted by fact-checkers, censorship, and coordinated attacks. To many, this only confirms the existence of an invisible wall shielding the official version from collapse. Meanwhile, a stubborn minority persists. They cross forgotten ruins, crawl through sealed tunnels, translate hidden fragments, and risk everything so that a more complete story can breathe. Between legends, silences, and whispered confessions, one truth pulses beneath it all: the past was never just the past. In the next and final segment, the conclusion: what should we do with all this? Is it myth or a trail of clues? And if it's real, why do we still accept the official version as the only one? Get ready to choose: ignore or dig deeper, sleep or awaken. After everything, one question remains that no theory can answer for you. What will you do with the weight of knowing that what you were taught might be a carefully crafted version? What changes in your life when you admit that behind every stone, every tunnel, every tablet, there is a whisper of forbidden truth? Maybe Atlantis will never rise again, maybe Agartha will never open its gates, maybe we'll never glimpse the Vatican's sealed archives. But one thing no one can stop: a mind that chooses to think for itself becomes untouchable. Documentaries like this are not here to force beliefs on you. They exist to spark a flame. Whoever wants to, turns it into a fire. Whoever doesn't, closes the video, laughs it off, and returns to the comfort of approved books. Historical conspiracies aren't seven-headed monsters, they're rabbit holes for those brave enough to dive in. Whether you find gold, ruins, or just more questions, that's part of the mystery. Meanwhile, every silenced archaeologist, every hidden fragment, every sealed portal stands as a reminder: controlling history is the greatest weapon ever invented, but with each curious mind, another crack forms in that wall. So, share, discuss, doubt, scatter the seeds of the question. Because if they hide the truth, it's because truth still holds power. And those who control the past fear those who dare to control the now. This is where the video ends, but your journey, if you choose it, is only just beginning.